ICL, MCTAC, and its partners bring you an HCBS How-To series. I'm Emily Kingman from ICL, and today we are going to talk about how to change lives with HCBS. ICL is currently providing HCBS to 40 individuals, with another 20 people in the assessment authorization process. Deidre Summers, the director of HCBS, has a team of 4 staff members: a social worker, an employment specialist, a peer specialist, and a case manager. In hiring new team members, Deidre carefully considers the staffing requirements identified in the HCBS manual and seeks to hire people that qualify to provide multiple services. Deidre looks for people that embrace the principles of recovery and who will fit in well with her team.
When I constructed the HCBS team, I actually first looked at the specific services that we provide, and I wanted to look for staff that have some background with working with the population. From there, I interviewed them and I explained to them that this is a brand new service where themselves and the clients would be kind of unsure what the service is due to the fact that this is totally client-centered focus. So it's not that they're going in telling the client what they have to do. It's what the client is letting them know what they want to work on in the future.
Deidre prioritizes making her team feel valued and appreciated. As a leader, she feels it's really important to understand what her staff members are experiencing, to walk in their shoes.
By walking in the shoes of the staff, you actually understand where their strengths are, where their concerns, where areas that they need to develop, because you actually walk through their shoes when you're actually seeing clients themselves. And I felt it was very important for me to have some clients to actually understand fully what the HCBS services consist of. Going out into the field, I went along with them so they can actually understand what it is to meet with the client in the community. Again, it's not a typical clinical setting. You could be in the library, you could be in Dunkin' Donuts. So I had to really work on developing the staff on how to block out the community in a way where they can just focus on the client and the client can focus on them.
I spoke with some of Deidre's staff, and it was clear that they feel very supported by her leadership style and that they have a really special team dynamic. Pam Osby, employment specialist, talked to me about what makes the team so effective.
Without the team, we wouldn't be able to do this. There are a lot of moving pieces to HCBS. I think I have a phenomenal team. I mean, we have a social worker, we have a case manager, we have a peer specialist, we have other people joining the team. And even with the people that's on the team, they have multiple experiences that add to what we're doing. Our peer specialist has I believe he has a case act. And the social worker is in law school, and I'm working on my master's. And the case manager, she's also working on a degree. So there's a lot of information being shared, and you can't be selfish on your team. And we don't have any presence of that. It's all hands on deck. We communicate, and without communication, it is key to doing everything that we do. We have to make sure we contact the MCO, the managed care company, to advise that we are actually going out on a visit. We have to coordinate it with each other. So we try to work smart on our team. And we're really good at cross-referencing things. When we see each other, like, okay, we got a client. Did you work on this? Yeah, I worked on this. Did you know this? We check in with each other all the time. If we didn't check in with each other, I would miss crucial information, and they might miss crucial information. We might be seeing the clients on different days, and we're all in the field, so we text each other, we call each other, or if we're in the office space at the same time, we just kind of update each other.
I asked Pam to share a little more with me about her approach to providing employment services, and I was struck by her enthusiasm and thoughtfulness about her work.
This process gives an opportunity for the consumer to actually sit down and think about what goal they want to do, how they want to achieve it, and then, staff takes time to really help them set the stage by talking about the past and, what they like, what do they want to explore, what are their skill sets, what are they looking for, what are their triggers. It could be anything. It's really important to do discovery and choosing discovery to examine your life so you can try to figure out, okay, this is where I'm at now, and these are my wants and my desires, and this is where I want to go.
I also spoke with the team's peer specialist, Andre Jordan. He talked with me about what drew him to peer support services and demonstrated a real passion for his work.
I wanted more out of my life, and I wanted some type of meaning and purpose, you know, instead of just me having just be known as, you know, someone with felonies. That's how I ended up being a peer specialist and / KSAC-T. My background is no different from theirs, because I was homeless, although I'm 20-something years clean from drugs and alcohol, stuff like that, and I share that with them. The thing is, when you share your experience with them, no matter what they're going through, a light bulb goes off in their head, you know what I'm saying? And they look at you and like, oh, you've been through all that? Yeah, I've been through all of that, you know what I'm saying? But I went to school to get certified, to get the training to help individuals who are stuck in that cycle, you know, because I was almost stuck in that cycle if I'd have gave up, but I didn't want to give up. When you share that hope, that drive, your experience of what you've been through, and you know what they're going through because they're letting you know too, because some people, even though they had those trust issues, and a lot of them have the issues with abandonment and stuff like that, it's hard for them to open up, you know, and I guess I had those too, but my thing is this: when I came home from prison, I didn't want to go back. When individuals do come home, I meet those individuals. I got a couple of consumers that I deal with, you know, who I'm trying to show them that there is a better way of life. You know what I'm saying? If you're receptive to it, you got to be open and not be guarded. You know, and that's the thing I'm trying to chip at. It's a process, you know, because not too many people are trusting, especially when they've been in that environment and that's what they're used to. Their defenses are up, you know, and if you're able to get through their defenses as far as trusting you, then you can interact with them. Me, as your peer specialist, you know, I'm there to support you and also advocate for you.
Listening to the HCBS team talk about their work, it was clear to me that these are some very engaged employees, and that this is an essential element to their success. Given this, I was curious to see for myself how these services are impacting people. So I asked Deidre to take me on a visit. She took me to meet Maya, which is not her real name. In the car on the way over to Maya's home, Deidre gave me some background information.
Maya was referred to me from a health home care management organization. She was approved for pre-vocational services. Upon my arrival with the assessment, completing the pre-vocational assessment, Maya expressed some other concerns that she needed more assistance and training in parenting, anger management, and try to repair her strained relationship with her family members.
Deidre realized that Maya needed more than pre-vocational services and contacted her health home care manager to inquire about adding additional services, including CPST and family support.
Part of my role as the HCBS director is also to bridge the gap between the MCO and the health home care manager, because at the times we will go out for one assessment, and after assessing the client, meeting them more in detail, there are other psychosocial stressors that arises, because when they first completed the eligibility assessment, that's been probably about 2 to 3 months prior, and then other issues come up. So that's where we go out and assess the client, and if they are interested in other services, we let the health home care manager know, and as well as the MCO, in order to let them update the letter of determination to assess for all of these services.
This is Maya.
I was born and raised in Brooklyn.
She is a mother of 5 children and has devoted the past 10 years to taking care of them. 3 of her children are experiencing mental health challenges, including one of her sons who has been hospitalized 30 times, so it's not been an easy road. Maya has a career that she loves and is feeling ready to return to work.
I first got referred to ICO through my health homes worker. When she referred me to the program, my son is going to high school now, and I thought, oh yes, definitely, I want to go back to work, but I just didn't know how.
Before HCBS and meeting Miss Summers, Maya had been traveling 45 minutes to therapy appointments with children in tow and had to bring her baby into sessions. As I talked with Maya in her home, with family members afoot, including her adorable 1-year-old banging things in the background, it was clear that she has a lot going on, and the fact that these services are delivered in her home is extraordinarily helpful for her. She told me that HCBS feels very different from other services she's been in.
One, I don't feel like I'm going to an office, sitting in a room and spilling my guts to somebody. It's more accommodating, it's more relaxing because it's my home. I feel more apt to discuss more. The second thing is that, sometimes when you do go for mental health services, because they see so many people, it's hard, it's sad to say, but sometimes you do feel judged. With Miss Summers, it's like, it's something different. It's like, when I sit here in my home, she doesn't treat me like, okay, a case. It's more like I'm a person. And in those places, because they see so many people, you get treated like a case, not like a person. And I didn't like going. And there was times when I got closed out of therapy, or I didn't want to go because I felt like that. I have severe panic attacks, so it's hard for me right now to go outside. Sometimes they come to me and show me a Dunkin' Donuts, and it's like I go outside and I get to. It just reintegrates you back into whatever life you had. Because I'm sure people with mental illness, I have family, my whole family has mental illness, but there are doctors and there's lawyers and there are nurses, and it's like when you have to take that break and then go back and then you feel different, it's like, it's nice to have like a helping hand to kind of like reintegrate you in, not just to throw you in there and like, but they understand.
Deidre is also working with Maya and her husband together to help them strengthen their relationship. She is using some creative approaches and thinking outside of the confines of the therapy office.
They wanted to just develop their relationship in a positive light so that the kids can see how it is for mommy and daddy to actually work together as a team. So I suggested for them to just go out on a date by themselves and just try to explore and look at other couples in a restaurant that they'll be seeing, like what would they want to see in their relationship in another 10 years. So different couples, they may see a loving couple, they may see one couple that are sitting together, but they're not really close, and they can see a couple arguing all the time. So that would be an opportunity for them to just explore their overall relationship and try to work on developing their parenting skills together.
He's in there doing the co-parenting thing with her, and it's like we have a better relationship. Before, it was like he didn't understand why I had the moves, what's going on with my son, what's going on with his daughter. Now he's able to understand the relationship is actually much better. So it goes way beyond the job part. It's like a whole lifestyle change.
Pam is helping Maya to take steps to reintegrate into the workforce.
We are working together, and she's a excellent individual who is at the action stage. She's ready to rock and roll. She has an excellent background. She took time off, a lot of time off for personal reasons. And so a lot of what I'll be doing with her is, of course, the career path, advisement, job readiness, and supports for her trauma. She does have a chronic illness, so I have to make sure I put that in there as well. We're also helping her. I'm helping her to beef up her software skills in terms of knowing how to use Microsoft Word or Office Suite. She needs to take some classes. She's been referred for a program where she's going to learn that. So that's one thing that she's already working on. She already has a appointment coming up, and I'm super proud because she just started with me, but she's ready to go. Also, I'm working with her on her educational support services, which is completely different from what I mentioned earlier. With the educational support services, I will be educating her on how to fill out her college application, how to handle financial aid, looking for scholarships or whatever, and getting her application package together, including a personal statement, her essay, and that's what I'm going to be working with her on. She identified that she wants to go back and get her master's, and so along with her career stuff, she wants to work on her educational attainment.
Andre is providing peer support.
She's very articulate and well-spoken, even though she has, right now she's dealing with a lot of stuff with her children and in her personal life, but she's taking the initiative to get all the support she can get. Maybe in a couple of months, she might not even need my support, which is a good thing.
These services are crucial. I'm so grateful that I have that. And that's just what I wanted to say.
I had the opportunity to meet another person receiving HCBS. Barbara, which is not her real name, met up with me at her local library, and we had a conversation about her struggles, her goals, and how HCBS is helping her. Unfortunately, there was a lot of noise in the background, so I wasn't able to record our conversation, but I'll do my best to relay her message. One of the first things Barbara told me was that she hasn't been hospitalized for mental health reasons in over 6 months. This is very meaningful to her because she has spent a lot of time in psych hospitals and has made several suicide attempts. One of her goals is to repair her relationships with her family. She told me that they don't understand mental illness and just think that she's crazy. She recognizes that her years of drug and alcohol use affected their trust in her, and she's working hard to change that. She said they're starting to see a real difference in her. In fact, she was recently invited to a family wedding. HCBS staff helped her to prepare for the event emotionally, and she ended up having a fabulous time. One of Barbara's greatest hopes is to make her 5-year-old granddaughter proud. She wants to use her experience to help others, and her goal is to become a peer specialist.
When we were first assigned to Barbara, she recently came out of rehab due to a relapse. And once the HCBS services were involved, the HCBS staff actually worked with her developing those coping skills. And to date, she's going on almost 6 months, not going back into detox, not relapsing. And the peers actually helping her with that, because also the HCBS staff work with her in developing when she does have her panic attacks or anxiety attacks. She knows who she needs to reach out to actually be that support to her.
Barbara has also been meeting with Andre every Friday at the library to take steps towards her goal of becoming a peer specialist.
She expressed that she wants to be a peer specialist. So I gave her some information about Howie Hall, the actual person that my school is named after. I also, the next time we met up, tried to get her established with the Academy of Peer Services online courses where you take the 12 core lessons to become a peer specialist. So she's in the process of that. But at the same time, I also gave her a big pamphlet related to the 8 dimensions of wellness. And I told her to study that guide, not to rush through it and stuff like that, because that'll help her to deal with her wellness and also help her prepare to help individuals who are going through what they're dealing with. When I started my training, that's the first thing that we learned. It was called the Wellness Recovery Action Plan. They emphasized that, not only for you helping your consumers presented that to your consumers and stuff like that, no matter where you go to work, but also for yourself, and I think that's important that you think about your wellness, your health. Your health should come first. At the end of the day, it's more than just a paycheck, and it's hard.
In my conversation with Pam, she also emphasized the importance of self-care.
And I'm an advocate on self-care. And even though we're, human service professionals and we work really hard, we remind each other daily that we have to take care of ourselves because if we don't, we can't do this job.
Part of Pam's self-care plan is to write poetry. With that, let's close with one of her poems, fitting for today's topic.
When I go walking, care is given to breathe out my impurities. When I cannot hold my spirit, some strange thing tries to snatch my joy, steal it as its own. When I cannot dream, I push. I push until tears wash my face and leave. I sing until I am hoarse and the world hears me. When I am not whole, I escape through the light that comes.
Everyone I talked to for this presentation was eager to share their experience. It was clear that they feel a part of something special, and that these services are fostering connection and recovery. A few themes emerged that can be summarized in 5 tips. It takes a team of engaged employees who meet people where they're at, who think outside of the office, and who practice self-care. Next time we will take a look at the big picture of systems transformation and value-based care and explore where HCBS fits in. Thank you for listening.